Since this year, when I started to understand the world around me, I never see my people, the Haitian people, experience some kind of peace and justice. Can you imagine that you're living in a society where you just hear the word of peace and justice, you read them in books, but you never experience them. By the fact that throughout the course of history, it has been a political turmoil and corruptions and gangsters and natural disasters. Normally, when I reflect upon my island, I remember an author called Franz Fanon, a Caribbean philosopher, who says that some black people in the world, like the rich of the earth. So when I left my country and believing if I live in another place, I would experience some kind of peace and justice. But at the same time, it was when I was living in Jamaica, I realized that I was a black Haitian man. 3 terms: black Haitian man. Black by the fact that, the way people around the world see black people from an African perspective or from a slavery perspective. Haitian, as if Haitian is like in the Caribbean. I always say that like a country without siblings. Jesus. And men, men, conventionally speaking, they always see men as a threat for humanity. So I realized that I am a black Haitian man. And when I came here in the USA, believing that we have been chased, we have been pushed away our island, believing that we would have been here at peace, but somehow we are welcomed by some good people, but at the same time, we have to face the racism, the discrimination, and all of this. But the thing is, my brothers and sisters, my experience has taught me that peace is not the absence of storm, but is the capacity that you have to keep yourself afloat even in the midst of the storm. So I like the word because I want to live with it, that even though we are in the midst of the storm, in the midst of injustice, in the midst of discrimination, in the midst of whatever you can be, but if you can read through, you would see that there is a God in the midst of all of this. So this is why I like the word in the Bible. Justice and peace are central themes that are deeply interconnected in the Bible. And the Bible frequently emphasizes the importance of justice. In the Old Testament, the concept is often tied to the protection of the vulnerable and the fair treatment of individuals. For example, in the book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 8, the prophet Micah states, "He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." Similarly, in Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17, it says, "Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow."
That's what it says.
And when I read this, sometimes I go to the city hall meeting to bring my voice on behalf of the Haitian people. And people say that, yo, you risk your life because taking speech in a crowd who are so tense against you could put you at risk. Can I say that Jesus as well was at risk? When he came to earth and to bring us salvation, he took that risk upon his shoulder. And why not me taking it for the vulnerable today? And we're going to still stand for peace. And peace in the Bible often denotes a sense of wholeness and harmony, both individually and communally. It is frequently associated with God's blessing and the fulfillment of his promises. In the Old Testament, the Hebrew word shalom encompasses a broad sense of peace, including well-being and prosperity. For example, in Jeremiah 29, verse 7, it is written, also seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. So I always say to the city hall that Haitians are not here for tomorrow. They are not leaving anytime soon. The best way to do that is to make sure that we come together and find a way forward. We can do that together. We can work together. We can do it together. And we are here today to emphasize for you that peace is not the absence of a storm. In the middle of the storm, you can do it. In the middle of racism, you can do it. In the middle of calamity, you can do it. In the middle of economical crisis, you can do it. Even when sins are chasing you, God is there to keep you afloat. And this is why I like the word peace. And in the New Testament, Jesus emphasizes peace as part of his mission. In John 14:27, it says, Jesus says, peace I live with you. Yes! My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled and do not be afraid. So Jesus knows that the world is a chaos place. And he says that I will be with you always. My brothers and sisters, I leave this with you. Trust to the Lord. He's gonna hold your hand. And in the midst of calamity, you will still be at peace. Amen.
Beloved,